Mr. Mnisi? Yeah, just on record, who is going to stand up for Mr. Ngumalo?
My Lord, I confirm that Mr. Ngumalo requested me to stand in for him.
Yeah, fine, okay. Yeah, he did approach me in chambers and said today there's a court in Peter Marisbeck. In the High Court, they've issued an order that he should appear there. That's why he won't be present here. But he told me that he has spoken to one of his colleagues to stand in his stead, and on Friday he'll be present. Okay, so you can continue, sir.
Because inkantolo ilibele imexwayisa futhi imbonisa nezinye izinto zomthetho, kodwa ithi akunankinga uma ingabe ummeli wakho efuna ukufaka leso sicelo. Nangokho lezo zinto lo mfanekiso loyo kuwumfanekiso na oyikuthi ungasetshenziswa la enkantolo njengezinto ezenzakele la enkantolo ngokomthetho, ama-record womthetho, njengoba kungasi inkantolo ekuthi ikhiphe ukuthi kube namakhemera ukuthi akhona ngenxa yokuthi leli cala kuyicala elisesimeni esifana nalezi. Manje-ke inkosi yenkantolo beyimbonisa ukuthi okunye izinto ekuthi bekangazigwema, kodwa uma ingabe angafuna ukuthi afake leso sicelo kulungile, angasifaka leso sicelo, ayimvimbi inkantolo.
Okay, yes, Mr. Ngqibelo.
Thank you.
Mr. Kinenda, still under oath, eh? I mean, you know this.
Yes, thank you, my Lord.
But the SAE doesn't know this.
I know, my Lord.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you, my Lord. Relating to the AVL system that was presented in court as evidence by Mr. Dupreez, I'll not go through all the stops or all the places where that vehicle was driven by Sergeant Mkhane, but there are certain spots or places where they are relevant insofar as the version of accused number 2. All right. Firstly, it has been placed on record during cross-examination that on the 18th, a motor vehicle stopped at an engine garage in Albertine, and according to the version of accused number 2, his instruction was that after they went to Carltonville, or to the place where he's working, Mr. Mkhane and Sergeant Mabena were driving a Toyota Fortuner, and he saw a board reflecting Albertine next to that engine garage. That's where they stopped. So I'm putting to you that version of accused number 2 has been confirmed by the AVL of the 18th. Can you dispute it?
No, I can't dispute it. I can't dispute that, my Lord, because I was not there. I was not driving with the accused.
Okay.
Ummangalelo wesibini yena uthe ngalesikhathi bekade kushayelwa imoto eya laphaya emsebenzini, yena ithe makulibele kuhanjwa uye wabona ibhodi ebhalwe Albertine, kulayi ukuthi imoto iye yama ngakhona. Manje ungakwazi ukuphika lokho na ukuthi cha ngoba bengingekho ngeke ngikwazi ukuphika lokho?
So that's why he alleged that he was assaulted next to that engine garage, and most of the witnesses obviously denied that. And at that garage,
all the witnesses denied that.
All the witnesses.
Because when you say most of them, it means some others didn't deny it.
All the witnesses denied that. Thereafter, he He said when they stopped at that garage, they were joined by Jonathan, Maphumulo and Buthelezi, where the assault took place. After that, they traveled. On that night, they went to, because he was taken to another motor vehicle that was driven by Jonathan. They went to a place next to or near a dumping area. That's when you feature in, where you arrived with Sergeant Mukhola and another male person who was wearing braces.
Excuse me, my lord, what time was this, if I can just...
On the 18th, in the evening of the 18th of April.
No, but that's not true, my lord. As I said, I met the accused in Carltonville, followed the alibi, found to be false. We parted ways. I've never seen him again until I met him on the 19th at Cooking Police Station. So I never had any...
Sorry to interject. Mr. Mgomezelu's question relates to the 18th. When first, in other words, if you want to respond,
Yes.
when first did you meet the person? Because it has been put to you that actually you did meet him on the 18th in the evening. That's the assertion.
Yes, my lord. That's what I'm saying, my lord, that I did meet him on the 18th at Carltonville mine. This is where we're following the alibi that says he was at work and found to be false. Subsequent to that meeting and the admissions, or rather utterances that he's willing to make a confession, I left with Sergeant Mukhola. That is now from Carltonville. I never saw him again. I never traveled together with him and Sergeant Mohane. We went our separate ways. I went to the provincial office, my national office, took my car and went home, and only met him the following day in the evening. This is after his court appearances as bouquet. So on the 18th, my lord, I only met him in Carltonville to follow up on the first false alibi. Thereafter we parted ways. So I was never in Albertine, my lord, with him.
Ummeli kaMmangalelo wesibini uthi uMmangalelo wesibini uthi yena ithemaka ngale ngase Albertine eno Sergeant Mukhola yena noMabhena kulayi ukuthi kuye kwafika uJonathan Buthelezi nomunye futhi kulayi ukuthi bona mabafika kuye kwaqhutshekwa ukuthi ashawe wasuswa wafakwa kwenye imoto le ebekade kuhamba abo Jonathan ngayo wayisiwa kwenye indawo ethize nalapho kulayi ukuthi ubrigadier uye wafika ehamba noSergeant Mukhola. Sergeant ubrigadier uyala uthi cha mina uMmangalelo wesibini ngiqale ukumbona eCarltonville njengoba besiya siyophenya le ndaba yasemsebenzini njengoba bekathi bekasemsebenzini. Ukusuka lapho angizange ngimbone ngoba ithema ngisuka eCarltonville ngengaya emsebenzini ngathatha imoto yami ngahamba ngaye ekhaya ngazohlangana naye kusasa uma sisephukeni. Angizange mina ngibe naye uMmangalelwa ebusuku kule ndawo le ayichaza.
And furthermore, my lord, that's why I said, and I've testified about this area, that for me, based on the OBs that were collected of his detention on that very same day, my lord, there was no indication that he was assaulted, because I had the privilege of organizing the OBs. Subsequent to the mechanical fault that was reported by Sergeant Mohane, that was reported to me by Sergeant Mohane, I do know that subsequently he was detained, was booked, he was taken through the OB registers in the morning hours of the 19th, booked out for court proceedings on the 19th. Nowhere does it reflect at any stage that he was assaulted when he was there.
Futhi uMmangalelwa mina uma ngibuka konke la kubhalwe khona akukho la ukuthi kuye kwabhalwa ukuthi uMmangalelwa ungene eshayiwe noma ekhishwa eshayiwe esitokisini, ngoba uma ngisuka mina uma ngiyobuka nazo lezo incwadi ezibhaliwe azikho la zibonakalisayo ukuthi nangu uMmangalelwa makangena epolice station ethize unempawu zokuthi ushayiwe noma uthe ushayiwe, akukho la kuchaza khona.
Sorry, Mr. Mgomezelu, for clarity, the court's clarification. You are putting it to Brigadier Gnenda that at the dumping area, he was there.
That's correct.
And he came with Mahole,
Yes.
the lady.
Yes. Sergeant Mahole.
Sergeant Mahole.
That's correct.
And you say your client was assaulted there.
That's correct.
Now, Mahole too, being a woman, assaulted, because you see he was assaulted there. He didn't differentiate whether Mahole being a woman didn't assault or what. So I take it when you say he was assaulted by all the police there, you include Mahole.
My Lord, on record I've put that he was assaulted by Jonathan, Mabena, Buteles.
Yes.
And on the arrival of Brigadier Kininda with Sergeant Mohola and the men with the braces.
Yes.
And Sergeant Mohani now was not participating in
Yeah, Mohani say he just looked.
Yes.
But we never dealt with Mahole.
Never.
That's what I want to know.
Yes. The only version I got in relation to Mohola assaulting was from accused number 1, that she participated in the assault of accused number 1. That's the instruction I got from accused number 1.
And then the man with braces,
No,
he did nothing.
he did not.
He just played with his braces.
I beg your pardon?
He just played with his braces.
No, I can't say that.
Because you say he was there also.
Maybe he was accompanying.
No. I want
don't even know him.
to get your client's version so
Yes.
that I mustn't be confused.
Yes.
Because the police and the SWAT team,
Yes.
you are saying they assaulted your client.
That's correct.
Right.
As they were mentioned,
Yes,
Jonathan,
yes. Okay, fine.
Mabena and Butelis.
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks.
manje mawuthi ummangalelo wesibini ushayiwe kuleya ndawo la kulapha khona izinto ubrigadier uma kefika nalensizwa le enye no Sergeant Mohola nabo bafike bamshaya na no Sergeant Mohola lo wesifazana washaya na ummangalelo wesibini uthi cha ngithe uJonathan uMabhena uMaphumulo yibona ukuthi baye bashaya ummangalelo wesibini eyokushaywa kwakamangalo eyokushaya umhula la ashaye umuntu khona kulapha akashaya ummangalelo wokuqala akusukuthi ngommangalelo wesibini uye wamshaya nakho.
Okay.
My Lord, no, I denied it. It's not true. As I said, I was not there. If I was in the vicinity or company of accused number 2, I would have recorded, as I did when we followed the alibi. There's no reason for me not to mention that I'm with him. And secondly, there is no way I would have allowed, as an officer, because then I was a colonel, I was a full colonel, I would have allowed junior members to embark on such atrocious acts. There is no way, there is no purpose, there was no benefit in that. I warned the accused according to his rights. He voluntarily and freely told me that he's prepared to make a confession. What will be the purpose of the assault, my Lord? But I wasn't there. The only thing that I was told about was that there was a car, there was a mechanical issues with the vehicle, and subsequently then they made it back to the police station. So I deny that I was there and witnessed any assault.
Manje ke ubrigadier uthi le ndaba yokushawa kukammangalelo wesibini wayekade engekho futhi njengoba kuthiwa uye wafika kuleyo ndawo ummangalelwa elibele eshawa uthi yena bengeke avume ukuthi umsolwa ashawe ngenxa yokuthi ngaleso sikhathi bekuwuKenneth bekanamandla wokuthi avimbe noma akhuze abantu abashaya umuntu oyikuthi yena ngokwakhe uyasho ukuthi ufuna ukugonyuluka ufuna ukuchaza ukuthi kwenzakele futhi yena njengomphathi wabo bengeke abavumele ukuthi bashaye ummangalelwa noma umsolwa yena ekhona bekungena sizathu bekungenanto ebazoyizuza uma beshaya umuntu isikhulukazi yena ngokwakhe uma eyena athi uyafisa ukuthi akhulume axoxe ukuthi kwenzakele.
If we proceed to the following day, the 19th, okay, on that, in the early hours of the 19th, at 2:30, that's when he was booked at Pretoria North. And few minutes and few hours, he was booked out again. And that's when he was told that he was going to appear in Fuslorus. suddenly, according to him, he saw himself in Soweto. He's not familiar with Soweto, but what is important about what his version is that he did not sign any document, maybe could be purported to be a confession, in the morning of the 19th of June 2020.
My Lord, what I know, there was an understanding between myself and accused 2 on the 19th that he is freely and voluntarily willing to make a confession to an independent officer. Subsequent to that, arrangements were made for such a confession to be taken, and indeed it was taken. The document I received from Lieutenant Colonel Rappard, I think a day or so or after, in his office in Ennerdale, was signed on the portion where accused 2 or rather deponent or a suspect is supposed to be signing. It was signed, my Lord, and I didn't get any indication, as I've said, even when I met him later on that day, on the 19th, because the confession was concluded just before midday. When I met him later in Phuket at the police station, there was no indication, my Lord, that he's got complaints. But subsequent to that, my Lord, even in Phuket, he was detained there when the ammunition was found, and then booked out again to Primrose police station. Nowhere does it reflect even there, my Lord, that it's at any stage he complained of assault or any assault were detected, my Lord.
Manje ke ntathabusa imizuzu emashumi amathathu ngemva kwehora lesibini, ummangalelwa wesibini yena uye wathathwa wafakwa esitokisini, bamkhipha ngemva kwesikhashanyana amahora ambalwa, yena wazibeka isuka eFosflorus, kodwa ugcine sekazibona eSoweto, le ukuthi akayazi iSoweto ummangalelwa wesibini nge-19 zika June 2020, bese kulayi ukuthi ugcine sekazohlangana noma sekabonana nobrigadier. Uyaphika ubrigadier ukuthi cha, lokho mina angikwazi, engikwaziyo nje ukuthi ummangalelwa yena ngokwakhe uye wathi uyafisa ukuthi akhulume ukuthi kwenzakeleni, ingakho egcine sekuthi uyisiwa khona eSoweto ukuze ayokhuluma khona lapho. Mina ke ngubrigadier ngathola lawo maphepha abekade ummangalelwa asayinile kuwo, la kusayina khona umuntu mayiqeda ukukhuluma isitatimende esifana naleso. Bese ke mina ngiye ngahlangana naye, sengihlangana naye futhi ePhuket, wagcinwa khona lapho esitokisini ePhuket, wasuswa ePhuket wayisiwa ePrimrose, kulaye ukuthi mina nommangalelwa besilibele sihlangana khona. Nala sihlangene khona ePhuket, akazange ummangalelwa angitshele noma angazise ukuthi unesikhalazo esithize ngento eyenzakele kuye, yena ummangalelwa zange angitshele lokho.
Brigadier, I appreciate the fact that there's so much that you want to explain, but I'll ask you to at least give me an answer according to the question that I'm asking, and because the reason is because I'm following the instruction as it is, because I'm not in Phuket as yet, I'm still at Moroka police station. Then my instruction and the questions that I need to put across to you, they must make such a relevant sequence, because what I want to, when I'm asking you, the version that I'm putting across to you, it must be confirmed by the AVL system. That's why I'm taking 2 things in one time, so that we can have a smooth.
My Lord, I understand it, but my explanation, in other words, I do give an answer, and then I give an explanation in relation to the specific day counsel is referring to. So it's not that I'm giving answers that are haphazard. So I will say, for example, on the 18th, this is not correct. When I refer to the OBs, I'm referring to the OBs of the 18th. Now on the 19th, I've referred to the 19th, and I've referred to the occurrence book of the 19th in Phuket, and subsequently when he was moved to Primrose, because it's relevant to the question that I'm being asked, my Lord.
Uthi ummeli ucela ukuthi ubrigadier aphendule lokho ambuza kona, uyazwisisa futhi uyajabula nokuthi kunezinye azigcwaliselayo, kodwa ucela ukuthi aphendule lokho ambuza kona ngenxa yokuthi usahamba ngendlela ethize ukuthi ucebiswe ummangalelwa ukuthi abuze kanjena nakanjena, azilandelelane. Manje ubrigadier uthi uma ngiphendula bese ngigcwalisela kuzo lezo zinto zangalo lolanga ongibuza ngalo. Akusukuthi ngikhuluma ngezinto zelanga elithize ngombuzo othize, ngiphendula ngigcwalise kulezi zinto eyikuthi usakhuluma ngazo ezihambelanayo nawo lo mbuzo owubuzayo.
For instance, accused number 2 confirmed that he was transported from Pretoria to Morocco, although he didn't know that he was at Morocco, and that was also confirmed by the AVL. After Morocco, he was transported to Vosloorus court, and that is also confirmed by the AVL. This is what I'm putting across to you so that we flow with the...
No, I agree, my lord. And the AVL records, I seem to recall that they reflect such, that he went to Morocco and went to, subsequent to that, then he went to Vosloorus Magistrate Court, my lord. We agree.
NgoLwesibini yena uthe ususwe esiphoyiseni sase Pretoria wayisiwa eMorocco, nangokho wayekade engazi ukuthi kuseSoweto kuseMorocco, kodwa uyisiwe khona. Suka lapho wayisiwa eVosloorus enkantolo. Uthi yebo ubrigadier uyavuma njengoba neAVL ichaza isho kanjalo.
And it is further my instruction that at Vosloorus he did not confirm, he did not appear in court. That has been confirmed by Sergeant Mkhani to say he did not appear in court, but because the matter was not placed on the roll. Soon thereafter, they traveled. When they traveled, he saw a boat bearing Albertine. This is the second time he saw the boat reflecting the name Albertine. That is also confirmed in terms of what he explained by the AVL. Because according to the AVL, they drove from Vosloorus Court, joined N3 and off-ramp at Heidelberg Road. They joined Heidelberg Road.
My lord, as I said, I was not there. I was not traveling with him, so I'm not sure how can I assist counsel on that.
Manje ithema kusukwa ke enkantolo yaseVosloorus kulaye ukuthi uthi umangalelwa uye manje sekuyihlandla lesibini ebona ibhodi ebekade ibhalwe Albertine, naye ukuthi iyavune AVL nayo ivumelana nayo. Uthi ubrigadier bengingekho ngeke ngikwazi ukuvuma noma ukuphika lokho.
So when they joined Heidelberg Road, there were stops at that road. There was a stop at Heidelberg Road, and they were driving towards, after that stop they were driving towards Newmarket and Albertine, and that has been confirmed by the AVL. And where they stopped, he said it was near a dumping area where he was assaulted.
My lord, like I said, I was not there really. I really don't know. I'm not shying away with the answer, but I was not traveling with them.
Semani qhezuka ke kumgwaqo uHeidelberg nina niyenaya kwindawo ebizwa iNewmarket. Kunendawo nalapho eyikuthi niyenaya khona endaweni yenu. Did you say a dumping or
next to a dumping area?
Next to a dumping area. Niyenaya ngaseduze kwendawo la kulahlwa khona izibi kula ukuthi nakhona uye washawa. Uthi ubrigadier inkosi yenkantolo bengingekho angeke ngikwazi ukusho ukuthi ngiphendule kanjani ngoba ngangade ngekho lapho.
What I do know, my lord, is that on the 19th, as I indicated, when I met him at Phokeng police station, the very same day, because subsequent to all these activities of going to Morocco, because that's what I recall, that I was told something was forgotten in Morocco police station. Then we met in Phokeng police SAPS. I did not see any visible injuries on accused 2. I did not get an indication that he was assaulted. Even the occurrence book at that station when he was detained does not reflect such, my lord.
futhi ke nkosini kaNtolo uma ngiqhubeka ngalo lelo langa lange-18 njengoba bekade 19 ngelanga le-19 njengoba ummangalelo wayekade ebuya eMroka kuyiwa eFosloras mina uma ngiyohlangana naye ephukeni akukho la kubhalwe khona ukuthi ummangalelwa ushayiwe futhi akukho nala ngimbone khona nami uma ngifika ngihlangana naye la ngimbone ukuthi ubekade eshayiwe noma enezimpawu zokushaywa noma yena angitshela ukuthi ushayiwe ngalo lelo suku angizange ngibuze lokho.
The stop that he talks about is also shown in the AVL and bears the street name Ring Road. After that he was taken to, that's when they went to Soweto. That's according to his version. From Albertine they drove to to Soweto with Sergeant Mabena and Constable Mabena and Sergeant Mukhani. He saw a motor vehicle entering Chris Hani Baragona Hospital, where for the first time he saw Colonel Rapado, but he didn't know that it was Colonel Rapado. They entered the premises. That's when they took that man who left his keys to his wife and joined them. Where they stopped, according to his version, they stopped at a place next to
where there are discarded ATM machines.
ATM machines, yes. That's where he was assaulted. He was assaulted up to the time when you arrived on that night with Sergeant Mhola and that male person with the braces. That's when you were driving a white BMW. You sat on the edge of the back of the motor vehicle of that BMW, and you took out some document wherein you told him that he must sign here, otherwise they'll proceed with what they were doing.
Yeah. So, my lord, but that's not true, my lord. After the court proceedings, after accused 2 was not enrolled, what I recall, and I recall this on what is documented in the AVL. I might not be precise with everything. I'm not sure about the stops of Albertine, but subsequent to the Sergeant Mukhani leaving East Rand, he went to Moroka. From Moroka, the AVL shows, my lord, in that afternoon that he drove towards Pretoria, taking, I think it's the N4 to the Northwest Province. Nowhere did that vehicle drive back to Baragwana Hospital and stop. The AVL record shows that. Nowhere does that vehicle from Moroka goes to a place with the ATM dumping site. That is not correct. And at no stage when the vehicle went to Northwest did it go back to that area, because when I left my office, I went to meet them at Pukeng SAPS, and the AVL shows such, my lord. From Moroka, it goes towards Pretoria. I think, if I recall, it's N4 towards Northwest up to the time it got to the SAPS in Pukeng, and that's where I met them. So that part of the vehicle or them going to Moroka, it's not correct, because it's not supported by AVL. But secondly, I never went to meet them at an area that dumps ATM, and I did indicate, my lord, that I've never really, because ATMs are regulated, I've never seen a site, even up to today, where they dump ATMs. I don't think you can actually do that.
No, Mrs. Call it wrong.
No, I've not seen it, my lord. In my whole experience as a detective or as a police officer, I've never come across such, my lord.
Ubrigadire uyala lolu daba lwakho lokuthi nisukile laphaya nazodlula nibuyela eSoweto nangena esibhedlele eBarakwana la niye nahlangana noKennel Raphadu ethatha izinto azisa kunkosikazi wakhe bese nibuyela eMroka bese nibuya ePretoria niye eFikeni. Uthi cha lokho akakwazi futhi uthi kusukela ngalesikhathi eqala ukusebenza kufikela namanje akaze yena wabona indawo la ukuthi kulahlwa khona ama-ATM ukuthi ngoba ama-ATM anemithetho ethize nalento yokuthi ufike wahlala phezu kwemoto iBMW wakhipha amaphepha wathi wena usayine noma labantu abazoqhubeka ngento bebalibeli bayenza kuwe uthi nayo cha akusiqiniso akayazi leyo nto leyo ayizange iyenzakale yena ekhona into ayikhumbulayo ukuthi kusuke Soweto imoto yahamba yabuyela ePretoria yathatha umgwaqo uN4 yaya ke eNorthwest kulayi ukuthi naye ngewahlangana nawe khona lapha ePhukeni.
And lastly, my lord, on that aspect, I did indicate that when I spoke to Colonel Raphadu, requested him to assist me with the taking of the confession of accused 2. It was a person that I've never met in my whole life, so I did not even know how it looks like. It was just, one was going through the standby list at the provincial office of officers that were available that one can ask. Subsequent to that, I only met him a day or 2 days later in Enadale police station for the first time, and that is where the exchanging of documents took place. In other words, where he gave me the confession in hand. That was not on the 19th, my lord.
Futhi yena ubekaqala ukuhlangana noKennel Raphadu ngalesikhathi ethatha istatement ebeseni sigcwalisile wena noKennel Raphadu ekuchaza ukuthi wena wabona uRaphadu ngaphambi kokuthi yena ambona kaze abone uRaphadu ngaphambi kokuthi athole lesa statement. Yena uye wabheka nje incwadi ukuthi abobani abantu abakhona abangasiza kwi-province ukwenza i-document ezinjalo ingakho ke ugcine sekuthi uthola uRaphadu and the accused is raising his hand, my lord.
May I approach the office?
Yes.
So, Brigadier Kiminda, I just want to correct you. I didn't say it's a place where they are dumping the ATMs. Maybe you heard me wrong. I said it's a place next to the ATMs that are no longer functioning, according to the version of accused number 2. That's where he was forced to sign documents that you took out from the vehicle and gave them to Colonel Raphadu. Then he was forced to sign those documents. He did not make any statement. The statement was already made, but forced to sign it. After signing the statement, there was a thumbprint, a stamp for the thumbs to be printed on the papers. So that stamp, so other pages were not stamped, and according to him, that's what he had, that certain pages were not stamped, which were eventually stamped at Morocco, at that police station where he was taken to.
My lord, I still go back to the fact that on the 19th, after the court proceedings, the vehicle went to Morocco, because it boils down to that. From Morocco, Pretoria and Northwest, nowhere did it go. It's the AVL. The records are available and we gave the defense. It doesn't, after the court proceedings, which ended around 1400 hours, I think around there, there is nowhere, if one looks at those AVL records, where that vehicle from Morocco police station goes back to Paraguanat and goes in there and then goes to a place where machines are not functioning. Because even if we take it on that context, my lord, that the machines, ATM machines that are functioning, I've never seen that. When those things are removed by specialists, they dispose of them, I think secretly, because obviously there's financial issues involved. I've never seen a site in Soweto. I grew up in Soweto. I've never seen a site in Soweto where ATMs are just stored there because they're not functioning. So that version is not true, my lord.
Ubrigadier uthi akulona iqiniso lolu daba lwendaba neyama ATM. Uthi ukhulele eSoweto akaze wayibona indawo la kubekwa khona noma la kulahlwa ama ATM angasasebenzi. Uthi uyacabanga ukuthi ama ATM masisi wangasasebenzi kunendawo la ukuthi ayisuka khona mhlawumbe ayo hlakazwa khona noma kwenziwe ngawo ngenxa yokuthi asebenza ngemali. Ayikho indawo la kulahlwa noma kubekwa ama ATM eSoweto. Into ayaziyo ukuthi imoto ngalelanga isuke eMroka yaya ePretoria yaya eNorthwest. Kunayi ukuthi imoto ihambe khona uthi naye uyazi lokho ukuthi imoto ihambe lapho. Ayikho indaba leyo ukuthi imoto yeyaya kule ndawo la uthi kubekwa ama ATM angasasebenzi. Uyaphika lokho.
And it's my instruction that when he was transported to Bukeng, you did not meet them in Bukeng. You were traveling with them with your own motor vehicle. You were following each other. You were traveling together with, actually you were following each other until to the place where you resided.
No, that's not true, my lord. I met them at Bukeng police station and the AVL shows that vehicle, the one with the AVL, stopped at Bukeng police station. It was my instruction to Sergeant Mukhane that they must drive there and I will meet them. When I arrived, we identified ourselves, followed the procedures of indicating that we are there on investigation, requested the local vehicle to take us, the sector vehicle, to the address that accused 2 was taking us to. So that's not correct. I was not traveling with them, my lord. If I was following them, why would I keep that away? It's insignificant. I was not there. I met them at Bukeng police station, my lord.
Ubrigadier uyaphika futhi njengoba usho utshela ummeli wakho Ntanzi ukuthi nihlange benilandelelana bebanilandelela yena ngemoto yakhe emuva kwale ebenina nihamba ngayo. Uthi cha akukho njalo. Yena watshela uSergeant Mukhane ukuthi ayifikele epolice station yase Bukeng uzohlangana nabo lapho. Bafike bahlangana lapho bazazisa kumaphoyisa wase Bukeng. Maqedwa kwakhishwa imoto yase Bukeng ibekade ihamba nabo iya kule ndawo la bekade uhlala.
Some of the things are common cause, such as when you travel to Bukeng, you entered his premises, ammunition was found, he was taken to Bukeng police station. Those things are things that he never disputed. But things that are relating to his assault, relating to the docket 636. No, you understand the reason. Sometimes if I think this time. The point that I'm driving to is when he was taken to Primrose, you also came in Primrose, you met him there. I think the 20th up to the date, on the 20th he met you there. That's when, on that day, you apologized to him. You apologized to Mr. Ntanzi for having been assaulted, and that's when you made a promise to him that you can offer. May I just confirm that may I just confirm with the accused how much was it offered?
I see.
So the point of correction is that you arrived at Pretoria police station. It was on Sunday, a day before he was taken to the dentist, because he was taken to the dentist on the 22nd of June. But you came to see him on the 21st, I believe, because it was a Sunday. That's when you apologized to him. You requested him to work with you, to cooperate, and that's why you offered him 3 million. You offered him 3 million as long as he's going to make sure that he's implicating the right people.
Yeah, I've heard it, my lord. This is the first. I mean, I've heard versions. I'm shocked. Anyway, my lord, that is
about the amount of
about the amount.
bribe.
The bribe, actually the police are bribing accused or suspects. I've never heard. It's the first time where the state, or rather the police officers, are offering accused persons or suspects 3 million. I've never heard it. It's the first time. But I must say, my lord, it's absolutely not true. It's a lie. I'll put it in that strong context. It's absolute lies. There's no budget, my lord, that I have even to make such an offer. I didn't have a budget of 3 million for the unit during that time. I didn't have that budget. Let's just start there. I don't have it, my lord. Now, and I don't know even if it was available, my lord, why would I do that? The accused cooperated with me on the 18th. He told me that he's willing to make a statement freely and voluntarily. Subsequent to that, on the 19th in the morning, he made a confession. The confession was made in the morning of the 19th. What is the point of going to him on the 21st and offer him whatever promises? There was no promises made.
So you're saying, by the way, the confession was made on the 19th?
It was made on the 19th. So on the 21st, which is being put now to me, my lord, the confession was made. I met the accused and discussed the issues of the confession with him on the 18th. 19th it gets made. We meet again on the 19th in the evening in King. Then he gets taken to Primrose police station. From then, my lord, I never met him. That is now from the 20th in the morning hours until I met him on the 22nd. I didn't meet him on the 21st. I was not the IO. Sergeant Mukhane was the one dealing with him. And there was no such offers. First, we don't, like I said, my lord, my unit that time in 2020 did not have that budget that I could give. You account as a state, but that's why I said I'm shocked, my lord. I'm out of words. Why would you offer an accused person, a suspect, money to do what, my lord? He gave a version in the form of a confession. I followed it to corroborate it, and subsequent to that presented the evidence to the DPP. There was nothing malicious. It was based on the evidence that we had found, my lord, that led to this matter starting.
Ukuya ngobrigadier naku okwenza ke nihlangene nge-18 wena wamtshela ntanzi ukuthi uzimisele ukukhuluma ukuthi kwenza ke le bese nge-19 bulayi ukuthi uye wayokhuluma ukuthi kwenza ke leni bese ke ngazo i-19 kula uye waya ephukeni ubekade ehlangene nawe ephukeni leya nge-21 eyokuthi ufike yena waxolisa kuwe wathi usebenzisane naye wathi uzokunika imali elingana no-3 million yena uthi akanayo wayekade engenayo ngaleso sikhathi ne-unit asebenza kuyo yayikade ingenayo leyo mali nangokho mhlawumbe asithi yayikhona leyo mali tasikho isizathu esingayenza ukuthi yena kuyiphoyisa eliphethe angakhipha imali athi ithi nginike nangu umuntu uthi ufuna ukuze lo muntu lona aze asitshele iqiniso uthi asikho isizathu esingayenza ukuthi akhiphe imali anike umsolwa lo msolwa loyo yena ngokwakhe wayekade ethe ufuna ukukhuluma akasibona isizathu futhi nge-21 akazange nhlobo ahlangane nawe uthi lawo amanga alihlaza kudala ezwa abantu bekhuluma izinto ezihlukile kodwa le eyanamuhla uthi uyayiqala impica badala akaze wezwa ukhulunywa indaba efana nayo.
Can you please?
Sorry, Council. Lastly, my lord, on the confession that he made on the 19th, the accused that are before court were already implicated. There's nothing that he left out. On the morning confession, although I got it a day or 2 days later, but he implicated everyone, my lord. So this assertion that I would have made the proposal with him, he implicated the role each and every person played if one looks into that confession, my lord. It's self-explanatory. You don't have to ask anything. You simply have to follow and collaborate what is contained there, my lord.
Futhi kulesiya statement lesi phecelezi i-confession, wena Ntanzi usho yonke into, ukhulume yonke into ukuthi ubani kunabamangalelwa ohleli nabo, ukuthi lo wenzeni, lo wayenzani, lo ingxenye yakhe, lo indima yakhe wenzeni. Bekungena sizathu ebesingayenza ubrigadiri ukuthi agcine seyukuthi ukhipha imali engako noma umkomelo ongako ukuthi ukhulume, ngoba yena bekwamele nje alandele zonke lezi zinto ukuthi usuzishiye.
And it's an unlawful act, my lord, that I will not embark on. The matter that I was seized with when it was, sorry, Council, to interject. This matter, when it was given to me, my lord, it was given to me as a case to investigate. No special treatment or interest I have, as the deceased in this matter is not known to me. The accused before court are not known to me. The witnesses or all the people who were in the house are not known to me. None of the people involved in this matter, my lord, had personal relations with me or unknown to me. It was just a matter that was assigned to me, which could have been assigned to anyone. And I investigated that matter on those basis, my lord, nothing more.
Futhi bekuyinto engekho emthethweni ukuthi angayenza ubrigadiri athi nawo umkomelo, ngoba unikwe leli cala yena ayikho into ukuthi bekwamele ayenze ngaphandle kokuthi aphenye, ngoba abantu laba umufi wayekade engamazi, futhi nalabantu abekade belaphaya kulesi sigameko wayekade engabazi, nani bamangalelwa uthi wayekade enganazi. Leli cala icala ukuthi walinikwa yena ukuthi aliphenye, icala ebelinganikwa unoma ubani, yena wayekade engeke ayenze leyo nto yokuthi anike umuntu imali.
Now, the question is, which date did you meet Mr. Mchiako in the presence of accused number 2?
The 23rd, my lord. I think I indicated this. The 23rd of June, the day before the confession was made of the 24th.
Hlangene nini nomnumzana uMjiyakho, ummeli lo bekade enomangalelwa wesibini, uthi sahlangana nge-23 ilanga ngaphambi kokuthi kwenziwe lo kuyabugunyiwe.
All right. So the 24th is the day, the following day, he made the alleged second confession before the magistrate.
Yes, that's the day he made a confession to the magistrate, my lord.
Bese ke i-24 ilanga la umangalelwa wesibini uye wayoyenza le confession futhi ku-eyesibini kumanje.
There's something that you said, I think it's yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, when you said you did not know how accused number 2 communicated with Mr. Mchiako, but you met Mr. Mchiako at a police station.
Yeah, my lord, what I recall, the question was put to me if I saw some letter or appointment letter, but instructions basically that were given to Mr. Mchiako, and my answer was no. The first time I met him was after I received a call that there is a legal representative who wants to consult with accused 2. I've explained that, my lord. Then I went there. That was the first time I came face to face with Mr. Mchiako for the first time in my whole life. And then obviously then he identified himself after accused 2 said this is my attorney. And then I've indicated what happened, my lord, without repeating same.
Bewuchaze ukuthi uhlangene kanjani noMjiyakho, uthi mina ngiye ngacebiswa ukuthi kunomuntu othi ungummeli ufuna ukukhulumisana nomangalelwa, mina kulayi ukuthi ngaya bengiqala ukuhlangana naye empilweni yami uma uMjiyakho wafika wazichaza ukuthi ungubani, waphinda futhi wazisho nokuthi yena usebenza ukwenzani into ezinjalo engeke ngiphinde nanamuhla.
Yeah, the question was about instruction letter, my lord. Yes. So I responded to say no, I didn't see it, and I don't know how. He would have given the instructions, but it's his constitutional right, my lord, to be legally represented. There was nothing peculiar about it.
Umbuzo bengibuze ngokuthi waze umangalelwa uxhumene kanjani nommeli. Mina bengingazi nokuthi uxhumene kanjani, kodwa ilungelo lakhe njengomuntu oyikuthi ubekade evalelwe ukuthi axhumane nommeli, angazi ukuthi baxhumene kanjani.
The accused number 2 will deny having instructed Mr. Mjiako, and will deny having signed a confession before a magistrate. The only thing that he can recall after Boksburg on the day of the alleged confession, he was taken to another place next to industrial area in Germiston, where he was assaulted, and that's when he bled. Some blood stains spilled on those documents. Insofar as his recollection is concerned, the document that he signed must have blood stains, not the one that was produced by the magistrate in court.
Sorry, for my understanding, the way you're putting the assertion, you say you're trying to deny that he has instructed Mr. Mjiako, right?
That's correct.
And then you say also you're trying to deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate, meaning the white lady, Ms. Konje, right?
Correct.
And then you put a tail. What he will say is he was taken to a place in Germiston, is that it?
That's correct.
And assaulted.
That's correct.
Now I want to know, when was the assault? For my understanding, because the concatenation of events as you are narrating them, when you say he will deny, he's assaulted on which day?
On the 24th.
On the 24th?
Yes.
At about what time?
In the evening.
In the evening. And this is before or after?
It's after
he was forced to sign that?
A confession.
Alleged confession.
Alleged confession.
Is it before or after, according to instructions?
When he was assaulted, that's when he was forced to sign a confession.
Okay, so
on that night of the 24th.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right.
So, my lord, what I know, maybe just for clarity, what is the question, counsel, so that I answer what you're asking?
I'm putting a version to say accused number 2 will deny having instructed Mr. Mjiako, will deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate. The only document he signed was a document shown to him in Germiston around industrial area. That's where he was compelled, because he was beaten there, to sign the document.
Okay, no, I understand now. So, my lord, no. Let me start with Mr. Mjiako. I don't know how the instructions were given, but what I know, on the 23rd, he, accused 2, stood up and said, "This is my attorney," before the introductions by Mr. Mjiako. That is the first part. The second part, on the 23rd, on the 24th, when at a later stage I received the confession document, by the way, that did not have blood stains, because I have the original confession document, and it's available, my lord. There are no blood stains.
They say it must have blood stains.
No, it doesn't have, my lord. I can show it to the court, and we dealt with it. I think
No, you can't show it to me. Do you want to see it, Mr.
No,
Ngomezulu?
no, my lord.
Okay, fine.
It's available, my lord. It does not have a single stain of blood. That I can put it that far. Now, and in that document, Mr. Mjiako is recorded by the magistrate as the legal representative of accused number 2. Furthermore, my lord, on the first appearance of this matter, I've said this before, Mr. Mjiako is on record in Boksburg Magistrate Court. He further went on record in Phuket, where accused 2 was recorded. So I don't understand, my lord, why would such a person appear in all these matters more than once, yet there are no instructions from accused 2.
Uthi ubrigadir akazwisisi ukuthi usho njani intanzima uthi wena awuzange uthi umji yakho akumele, awuzange uthi umji yakho ummeli wakho, awuzange futhi uxhumane nokuthi umji yakho nangu uye wena makafika ubrigadir umtshele ukuthi umji yakho ummeli wakho. Uthi lokho akakuzwisisi into yokuqala. Futhi nge-22 wena nge-24 wena uthi uye washawa waphoqwa ukuthi usayine ngale eJemiston, wena usayine incwadi ukuthi yayikade ichithelwe igazi. Uyakuphika lokho uthi le anayo yena ayinalo igazi kodwa inayo isignature yakho. Futhi yena uyasho ukuthi njengoba wena uthi awusayinanga i-confession kumantshi, uthi naleyo akulona iqiniso ngoba umantshi ubhalile futhi nokuthi umji yakho wayekade ekhona nayo leyo confession ekumantshi uyisayinile. Uyamangala futhi nokuthi kuza kanjani ukuthi wena mawuthi umji yakho kwakungasummeli wakho, kuza kanjani uma uqala ukuvela la kuleli cala umji yakho wayekhona, kuza kanjani ephukeni umji yakho wayekade ekho.
My lord, I also wanted to add that confession, in my recollection, by the magistrate was concluded, I think, around 1700 hours, but definitely before 1600 hours. So it was concluded. That is the end time.
On which date, sir?
On the 24th of June 2020.
24th June, okay.
Yes. So there was no activities of a confession by the magistrate or that was concluded in the evening. That is not true. I mean, and the document is available which we disclose to the defense. But I want to go back, my lord, to something that I've said earlier, that really I don't see a reason why a presiding officer, why the magistrate who took this confession will participate in these illegal activities of giving a confession, because it's a crime to police officers to go and assault somebody when she documented something and put a signature. I can't find a reason. It's shocking for me, my lord, to say, even to try and comprehend that you can involve yourself in such, my lord. It simply doesn't make sense, my lord. And I must be honest, I don't really believe it, my lord. I don't think it's true.
Uthi akakholwa ukuthi umantshi uye wathatha incwadi le ukuthi wayekade eyibhalile ngalesikhathini izemini ikhuluma, wayinika amaphoyisa ukuthi amaphoyisa bayokushaya bese bayakusayinisa. Uthi cha, akazi isizathu ukuthi kungahle kube yini umantshi angayenza into enjalo umuntu osebenza ngomthetho, ukuthi akayikholwa leyo ukuthi kungaba yiqiniso ngoba leya confession iyenzwe emini, iqedwe ngabo 5. Ayikho indaba yokuthi iqedwe ebusuku noma isayinwe ebusuku.
My lord, I have few questions, but I request that we take a short
adjournment.
Yes.
What's your time, Mr. Balloon?
It's 11, my lord.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Ngomezulu.
Thank you, my lord. May I proceed? Sir, Brigadier Kiminda, as I've indicated that I wanted to confirm something, the version of accused number 2 in connection with the AVN.
Yes.
It is his version that on the 24th of June 2020, he was transported with a Toyota Fortuner. from Pretoria to Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 24th, which is opposed to, which is different from what is reflecting from the AVL.
Yes, so I'm saying, my lord, no, it's I suppose perhaps it's mistaken, and I'll give reason why I say maybe then it's mistaken. What I can say, my lord, is not correct. The Toyota Fortuner that was driven by Sergeant Mufane was at Benoni Police Garage for mechanical reason. The AVL shows that it was parked there. Now, the reason I'm saying perhaps it could be mistaken is that the vehicle that was used by the late Sergeant Mabena was a Toyota double cab, which was also white with a tent. So they look similar. 4 doors. The difference that the other one is a tent, the other one is a Fortuner. In fairness to the accused, my lord, that's what I can say. But the Toyota Fortuner was parked at the garage, and the AVL confirms that.
Uthi ke ummeli nge-24 kaJune 2020 uNtanzi yena uthi uhanjiswe ukusuka ePretoria ukuya eBoksburg, uhanjiswa ngemoto eToyota Fortuner. Ubrigadier uthi cha, Toyota Fortuner yayikade isesiphoyiseni saseBenoni la kulungiswa khona imoto. Uthi mhlawumbe uNtanzi uphaze imoto ebekade ihamba ngoMabena, umufi uMabena uthi bekade kuyiToyota nayo i-double cab inetende emuva. Mhlawumbe uphazeme ecabanga ukuthi uhanjiswa ngeFortuner ngoba nayo leyana imhlophe futhi i-double cab inetende. Mhlawumbe uphazamiswe yilokho ukuthi mhlawumbe le moto cishe zifana, kodwa i-Fortuner yayikade ingekho nge-24.
So when I say tent, my lord, sorry, I'm referring to white canopy. My apologies, I said a tent. So
Okay.
the white canopy. Yes.
Uma ekhuluma ngetende usho i-canopy ukuthi leya double cab yakaMabena yayikade ine-canopy.
So I just want to confirm that on the 24th, when he was transported, you were not present at Boksburg Court.
Yes, no, I was not present, my lord.
Bowungekho ngisho ngalesikhathi ezebe ehanjiswa ukuya enkantolo yaseBoksburg nge-24 uthi yebo bengingekho.
There's an evidence by Constable Jonathan, which I would like to read it on record to confirm that Ntanzi was not mistaken with another motor vehicle. Can I read it for you?
Yes, my lord, counsel can, but what I can say, the Toyota Fortuner, it's a fact. You can't so how the AVL works, my lord, it's almost like a network tower. It's electronic. I'm not sure how one can manipulate it. Human beings perhaps can make mistakes.
Objection, my lord. He's not an expert when it comes to AVLs and all those. He's not an expert. What I was actually putting to him cannot be justified by an expert opinion. If this witness is not an expert, may I read it for record?
Yeah, fine.
If it may please the court, my lordship, it is the record of proceedings of the 30th of October 2023, and it was cross-examination by Mr. Mngomezulu of Mr. Jonathan of ENPD SWAT. And at page 16, line 10, Mr. Mngomezulu asks, and I quote, "Okay, so where did you travel from there?" Those quotes, and Mr. Jonathan answers, and I quote, "From the vehicles, my lord, the suspect was in handcuffs. He was placed in a Toyota Fortuner of Sergeant Mohani, and then from Boksburg Magistrates Court, we conducted an escort straight to Moot SAPS. And on the same date of the record of the 30th of October 2023, this was now cross-examination by Advocate Mishololo. At page 64 of the record, Ms. Mishololo asks, "Yes, Boksburg Magistrates Court to and from," and Mr. Jonathan answers, in the Fortuna of Investigating Officer Mohani, close quotes. Those are the two quotes, my Lord, as the purposes.
Okay.
Thank you, my Lord. From the record, as they speak for themselves, this cannot be a mistake by Ntando, mistaking a Toyota Fortuna with the motor vehicle you just mentioned. It is on record by a witness who escorted that motor vehicle from Pretoria to Boksburg, and it is your evidence that you were not present on that day.
Yes, my Lord, but those two witnesses are also not expecting vehicles, my Lord. They are human beings. They can make a mistake. Those cars are similar. What is factually correct with evidence is that the AVL shows that the vehicle was parked at the garage. It shows it. There's no dispute about it. I think it's parked there from the 22nd.
There's no dispute.
Well,
when you say there's no dispute, who testified as to that?
I'm being told that I'm taking it from counsel that the AVL expert has indicated that. So I'm saying in terms of the expertise, my Lord, that if the AVL shows that the vehicle is parked at a particular place,
yeah, all right.
That shouldn't be a dispute, unless of course then those expertise are being challenged, my Lord.
Okay, fine, no problem.
It's the same question that I posed on Mr. Dupree's. On these two questions that I just put to you now, and he did not comment or denied. He never commented, let me put it that way. He was an expert. He gave evidence of an expert.
On which part, my Lord, if I can understand which part counsel is referring to?
I'm referring to the records that were read now to you or for the court. These records were read to Mr. Dupree to confirm, to rebut his evidence of saying that motor vehicle was stationed at Benoni. May I move on?
Yes.
I just want to point out that our recollection is that Mr. Dupree did confirm that the AVL records show that the car was stationary at the Benoni garage.
Yes, let's move on. Okay.
Let's move on. Thank you, my Lord. I just want to clarify something before I rest. Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, you said accused number 2 signed the plea bargaining agreement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my Lord, I think I said, according to my recollection, it did, but that will be an avenue that will be best dealt with by, I think, the prosecution. I know there was such engagements in terms of Section 105A, but those engagements were between, when I say us as the state, but in particular, my Lord, I think Advocate Baloyi will be in a better position.
Okay.
Manje ke iphoyisa uJonathan liye lachaza uma lihlonywa imibuzo nge-30 zikaJune ukuthi niyena yaphi ukusuka esiphoyiseni ngalelo langa. Yena uye wachaza ukuthi bekade elandela imoto iToyota Fortuna. Ukhulume kabini uma ebuzwa ummeli wakho, ebuzwa futhi na ummeli wamangalelwa wesihlanu. Futhi ke uma kuqhutshekwa ke uyabuza ke ummeli wakho ukuthi le yancwadi le athi bekade ninesivumelwano noma ucele ukuthi nibe nesivumelwano sokuthi wena uzoba ufakazi into ezinjalo. Uthi yabuza ke ukuthi yasayinwa na. Uthi ubrigadier leyo ncwadi leyo ucabanga ukuthi umuntu ongaba nalo lolwazi kakhulu umshushisi. Leyana yaka Jonathan uthi ayikho into angayisho njengoba noNgodi naye kuthiwa waye engenampendulo, kodwa umshushisi uthi uNgodi uthe leya moto yayikade imi ngalelo la.
My Lord, before I as I've concluded, this is the last question for this witness, but we had a discussion with my colleagues, and I spoke to the SABC.
SABC? Yeah.
For the application. Yes. I spoke to the SAPC regarding the recordings of the 27th of October 2020. There are certain formalities that we need to comply with.
But you want that you must make those arrangements, because if you want to use it, you must make those.
I'm just making...
Because this court, on record, this gentleman, Brigadier Gananda, says he was in court on that day, and what you put to him to say that your client, when he was appearing in the regional court, he drew the attention of the magistrate to say that I don't want this gentleman to represent me. Then the magistrate says, I can't listen to you because you are represented. And he, Gananda, says that never happened. So if you want to counter that, go ahead. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. But that's the evidence which is on record.
All right.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Madam.
Right. So, yes.
And number one is a resignation, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Baloi, you say?
We just earlier on raised an objection against the question that was put to the witness that Mr. Dupree never commented when it was put to him.
Mr. Dupree?
Yeah.
I recall
about the
Mr. Dupree's evidence.
Parked at Benoni Garage on the 24th of June 2020.
Right.
In fact, he did comment as per the record of the 16th of November
16th
23.
November, okay.
It's page 36.
Page 36.
And his evidence was as follows.
For a couple of days.
Line 15, I think, says this one the state was leading him. Said, my lord, on the 24th of June, this vehicle was at the Benoni Garage near Great North Road in North Mid Benoni for the entire day.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's quoting the record, unless you say the record is wrong.
No, I don't say it's wrong.
What are you
I'm just correcting my colleague to say, as he has placed it on record, that he was leading at that time when he placed that evidence. Then I rebutted that evidence during cross-examination.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Mnisi, any questions for the witness?
I will certainly do have questions, but preliminary, there are issues that I would like to bring to the attention of the court.
Which issues are those now?
My colleague Mr. Ngomezulu has indicated that there is information that we had a discussion about. It is true. We had a look at the video that it is, which is in his phone's which is played in his phone. So it is imperative in our minds, and we are going to make that application. Then it is relevant.
The video in whose possession?
Mr. Ngomezulu has got it in his phone.
Yeah, so?
I'm saying Mr. Ngomezulu has got it in his phone.
Yes.
And he showed us that clip.
Yes.
Part of what happened at Bosbeck Magistrate Court.
Yes.
Which is relevant to the question of whether or not Mr. Ntanzi refuted the fact that he owes no allegiance to Mr. Mjaiya.
Okay.
Mr. Mjiyako, yes, the attorney, or the alleged attorney in question. We have formulated a very a concentrated mind around the existence of that video, and our formulation is to the effect that it is very relevant to the testimony that this witness, that Brigadier Kindinda, has just rendered to this court, insofar as Mr. Mjayeko having represented accused number 2.
Okay.
As I am about to start with my cross-examination, I feel a little bit constrained to start with it, because I also need to refer to that video, because part of my cross-examination, my lord, is going to boil around the mandate or the power of attorney that Mr. Mjaiya or the attorney Yes.
Mjiyako.
Mr. Mjiyako, yes, is going to boil around the mandate or the power of attorney that Mr. Mjiyako had to represent accused number 2, because the court would then, mindful of the fact that throughout the cross-examination of Brigadier Kinira, has been put to him that no, he had no mandate to represent him. But the video that my colleague has testified, has brought the court's attention to, and also indicated that he wants to make an application that it be played here in court, is central to that assertion.
Yes.
I am therefore saying to this court, my lord, that...
So you've got a video now.
Yes, it is there.
It's going to be shown on the screen.
I'm not so sure whether...
Because you're talking about a cell phone.
That it can be
I've
shown on
never
the
heard of
screen. If it does,
of
we
a
don't have a
judge
problem.
looking at a
We can
cell
show
phone,
it.
like I'm a member of a social club.
Excuse me.
I said I've never heard a judge using a cell phone
Yes.
as if I'm a member of a social club.
What I was just about to say, my lord, is that you are still making arrangements.
No,
that if it's possible,
I don't
then it should be played on
responded
the,
to
on the
Mr.
big screen.
Mjiyako that, Mr. Mgomezulu, that he's at liberty to show that video. And I said, he must also address me in the same vein, whether that's evidence, playing a video, whether it's evidence of a court. That's all. Didn't I say that, sir? You can play that video. No problem.
Yes, my lord. I do understand, but what I'm saying is, if the court then is amenable to the suggestion that video can be played here and now, we can, with the leave of court, of course, we can request an adjournment that the necessary arrangement be made that it be shown there, and we lay the basis why it should be paid.
Look, I consider that you may play that video.
It's
not that this court says you can't.
Yes.
I say you can play that video, but me, I still have to find out whether the law in South Africa says a video recording is part of the evidence of a court. That's all I said.
As I'm saying, my lord, we would lay the basis why it should be, or it should form part of the record of the proceedings of this court.
No problem.
Thank you, my lord. May I then be given the opportunity to have a little caucus with our colleague in preparation for the playing of that video as well.
Okay, Mr. Baloi.
Thank you.
Well, my lord, the state is going to object to the playing of that video. There's only one way of proving court proceedings, in section 235.
215?
No, 235.
235, sorry.
Yes, 235 makes provision of how court proceedings should be proven.
Yeah, I've got a judgment on this.
We've handed up Exhibit EE that shows the proceedings at Boksburg Magistrate Court. The only other way, my lord, is to get the CD in question. We know that these videos can be manipulated, so we're not saying that is a position. But the only way of proving court proceedings will be to get the official recording of the proceedings.
Yes, you hear your colleague?
Slide there too. I just skipped my mind to address the court on the record of on the transcribed record of the proceedings.
Okay, yes.
We had actually requested those records from the state. I think it was almost last year, September, October. We gave them a formal letter saying that, can you please furnish us with the transcribed record of the proceedings on that day, because we were well aware that the copy of a charge sheet that my colleague is referring to, which is Exhibit EE, that's a handwritten copy. And in that copy, God forbid, magistrates do not write all that what is happening and being said at court. They are trained to write that which they think is necessary for that particular day. But a transcribed record reflects whatever that happens on that day verbatim.
I don't know
we
the
have
problem
not
with
been
it.
finished with that information.
So you're saying the state did not finish with it?
We made a request.
To the
we
state?
have not yet received it.
Did you write to the official transcriber of the court?
excuse me, Madam.
The official transcript as subscriber who records.
Is the court asking whether we wrote to him or...
Yes, instead of writing to the state alone, did you also write to the firm?
We did not, my lord.
Why
Simply
not?
because the impression given by the state was that that would be made available to us.
Okay, so
The court did not give us an alternative that in an event that you see 2 or 3 weeks are lapsing and then you don't receive this information, you're welcome to approach the transcribers themselves. The state gave us a legitimate expectation that sooner or later we'll be furnished with that information, and it didn't. And that's very relevant and is crucial to what is now taking place in this trial, within the trial, particularly with regard to
fine.
the issue of Mr. Mziyaku.
Okay, no problem.
Mziyaku.
So what do we do, Mr. Balui?
Thank you.
And you, how do you go about it? To obtain the record of that day.
To start with, we don't want to start a debate, but the utterances by Advocate Nis are not correct. The only discussion that we had was with Mr. Ramusipil, and he was merely inquiring if there is a transcribed record, and we indicated to him that this is the transcribed. The only record of the proceedings that we have are Exhibit EE. And
is it in cursive?
Yeah.
It's not typed.
Well, we handed both the transcribed as well as the handwritten report.
So you've got a transcribed
Yes.
record?
Well, yes, it's the transcribed one, and we also handed up the...
So what is the problem if you've got a transcribed? Why don't you give it to the council?
The handwritten one. Well...
So there are 2.
Yes, there are 2, my lord. It's Exhibit EE in a transcribed form, and we also handed up the handwritten...
Exhibit EE?
Yes.
In a transcribed form?
Yes.
You gave it to the councils here?
Yes.
So they have it?
Yes, it says as an exhibit, my lord.
So it's a transcribed, and that transcription is by the official recorder of the court?
Indeed, my lord.
Okay, and then the other one you say it's a written record?
Yes.
Is that the one of the magistrate?
Yes.
When she was sitting?
Yes, the handwritten one.
So you all of you've got the records of what happened that day. The only thing maybe you don't have is the clip, but they say Mr. Mgomezulu has got it in his phone, in his cell phone. Is that what you're saying?
May I respond? I think Mr. Baloi is missing the point when you say he finished us with the transcribed record. Transcription must be from the legitimate transcribers. What he gave us was a copy that was written in shorthand and a typed version of what is contained in the shorthand. There's no transcription. It's only a record that is written in shorthand, which is this one, and a record that is a typed version of what is contained in the in the record which is written in a shorthand.
And
I won't have a transcribed record unless he has got it.
Can you show the court what you call exhibit what? EE.
Is it EE?
Just show me the exhibit EE.
Well, it's the...
Let's see.
Part of it.
Let's see.
ngamafuphi ke madoda okwenzakalayo ukuthi ummeli usukuma uthi unayo imibuzo angathanda ukuyibuza uPresident Gininda, kodwa bakhulumile njengabameli bangathanda ukuthi leya video le ebonisa uNtanzi ephakamisa isandla ethi yena akamfunile yamendo yakhe, bangathanda ukuthi idlale ngaphambi kokuthi abuze imibuzo. Manje ingathi abazange bathole amaphepha lawa ngaleliya langa la ukuthi bewakade ethayipiwe, kodwa umshuthi ukuthi banikiwe lawo maphepha lawo. Manje kusanaleyo ndaba yokuthi banikwa bawathola azange bawathole noma kanjani.
I think, my lord, to just cut this debate short, we will get in touch with the Boksburg Magistrate Court and see if we cannot get a CD of those proceedings, then you can always...
Who was the magistrate that day? Havenga?
Havenga, yes.
Is he still a magistrate?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, then the court will have to call him. Is he still a magistrate?
Well, I assume so, my lord.
Oh, you assume.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
Yeah. So he was the presiding magistrate.
Indeed.
And who was the prosecutor?
That's myself.
Right, and who was the interpreter?
The interpreter cannot remember. I think it's the lady. The lady
Miss Mufukeng?
Yes.
Is that the lady?
Testified, yes.
Okay, let's call...
Mutaping,
Let's call Mr. Havenga. Is it a lady or a gentleman? The magistrate?
It's a gentleman.
It's a gentleman.
Yes.
Right. And obviously you can't give evidence. And then the interpreter, is he still around?
Yes, it's Ms. Mutaping. We'll just have to check. There were various appearances.
Yeah.
And we just have to check.
I thought, wait, I thought it's in connection with the first appearance. Is that not so, Mr. Minister?
That's correct.
The first appearance in the regional court. Hello?
Yes.
27.
27 October.
Is that it? Are we agreed on that? Can you make arrangements for the...
Yes.
You know what? Actually, you must issue an official subpoena
Yes.
for Mr. Havenga and the interpreter. An official subpoena through the process of the court. So that if this case goes somewhere else, they must know that this court ordered that they must be subpoenaed. So that what they say must be part of the record of these proceedings. Okay.
As a court, please, but perhaps we're going to suggest that we first get the disc.
Yeah, fine.
We all listen to it, and perhaps it might not be necessary for Mr. Havenga to come and testify.
Okay.
But if those issues cannot
But
be
Mr.
resolved...
Mnisi says he doesn't want to begin anything without having seen that video. He says he can't.
I said I'm constrained, madam.
Yeah, constraint is an English way of saying I won't do it.
No.
I understand English very well, but I've got 4 courses in English. 4. So you're constrained. That's what you're saying.
Thank you, madam.
So you won't cross-examine before.
I'm sorry, madam. I missed the point of the transcript record. Are we going to be provided with the transcript record?
Which court are you attending, Ms. Mshololo?
My lord, I was
We've been talking here, everybody is listening, and you haven't heard anything.
My apologies.
Oh, no.
That's why so that we can be able to engage the state on that order, that we must be provided with the transcript record.
Mr. Baloi, when are you going to make the arrangements of getting the disc, as you say?
We will commence with those arrangements immediately, and I'll get in touch with my colleagues. I'm sure it can be done overnight.
But in the meantime, Mr. Mnisi, can you continue with your cross-examination and reserve the cross-examination of the video or the recording clip? Is it possible?
My cross-examination was basically central. The nucleus of my cross-examination was around Mchalia and the mandate that we had. Thank you.
So, Mr. Ngomezulu, you say you got that video clip. Where did you get it from? Hello?
It was just a video on TikTok.
What? Yeah, this is why I'm having problems with the evidence being gleaned from TikTok.
That's why I wanted to make it a formal request from SAPC.
Who's the gentleman in charge of that contraption, the recording of the proceedings? Was it the same firm which was in charge in Volkswagen on the 27th of April?
Yes.
Hello?
I don't remember offhand, my lord.
Yeah.
But, I should be the Verbatim or Snella.
Snella or...
Yeah, Verbatim, one of those companies. But that we can find out.
So what is the dispute about? Is that the fact that the gentleman, Mr. Gomezulu put it to this court that, in fact, accused number 2 raised an objection in court to say he doesn't want this
Mr. Mjiako.
to act for him on the 27th.
Yes.
Did Mr. Mjiako subsequently also act, for instance, on the 28th, 9,
Yes.
10? Hello?
This is what is strange, he did
Yeah,
appear
because
in
if I chase and fire a lawyer today,
in subsequent
and then he comes
proceedings.
again, I fire him again tomorrow.
Yes.
It must be common sense.
Yes,
So did he subsequently also appear?
Yes, but
And even went to Rustenburg, appearing and cocaine also.
yes,
Is that the evidence you have of you?
yes, I think on the court will see on Exhibit EE, after the 27th, he did appear at subsequent proceedings, and he then submitted a letter. A letter was submitted on his behalf, indicating that he was withdrawing from the proceedings. But that was after the appearance of the 27th of October.
Wait, yeah.
The court will see on the 27th, the accused refused to enter the witness box.
He refused to enter
Yes.
the witness's box.
Yes. I'm sorry, the accused box.
Sorry, okay, yeah.
On the 27th.
Objection, my lord. I don't know whether the state is certified.
No,
but this is
not. This is what is recorded here. Wait. Digital recording. All accused refuse to enter accused dock. This is written by a magistrate. He's not giving evidence, gentlemen. Rights to legal aid, legal representation explained. Accused number 1 refuses to respond. Accused number 3, I don't know why I am here. Our constitutional rights are not being considered. Accused number 4, I do not see the necessity of having an attorney. Accused number 5, I also do not see the need. Then it is signed by additional magistrate Avenga. That's what the record says.
And I think on behalf of accused number 2, there's an entry there that Mr. Mjiako
What about it?
appears on behalf of accused number 2 on the 27th.
On the 27th.
I don't have the
No, I have it here.
exhibit.
Date, the 27th October 2020, presiding officer Mr. H. Avenga, public prosecutor Advocate G. Baloi, interpreter Madam Mashaba, defense, accused 1 in person, accused 2, Mr. Ntokozo Mjiako of Mjiako Attorneys, accused 3 in person, accused 4 in person, accused 5 in person. This is the record of the project. Just give it. Hello, Rose. Give it because you will see all.
They do have the exhibit.
No, they said they don't have these things. Just give them.
I confirm on behalf of accused 1 and 2, we do have exhibit EE. We are privy to.
Were you in court, sir?
On
that day?
On the 27th. No, I was not on record.
Because the magistrate says there was only 1 attorney, Mr. Mjiako, for accused number 2. I mean, the record of the proceedings says so. It's not me. I'm reading.
Like Mr. Advocate Munisia said, my name, and I stand by that. That's the summation of the magistrate of what transpired that day. The actual transcribed record will show us behind those answers.
No, fine. No. Look, I don't have a problem. I just find it strange that here is a magistrate who knows a bit of the law, or the law, he knows it better than me. He makes in the record he writes that accused number 1 does not want to cooperate. And here, when accused number 2 is firing his lawyer, he doesn't write that. Just read that. He talks about accused number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And the most important thing, where accused number 2 fires Mr. Mjiako, he doesn't note it. I'm just saying it's strange to me.
Let's then agree with the state that the actual CD will tell us what transpired.
Fine, yeah.
Yes.
But you guys say you can't proceed because the film is not being seen. And you know, hello, how many years are these discs supposed to be kept? Because that's, which year was it?
2020 is 2024. Usually, according to the Archives Act, I think it's about 5 years or so.
5 years. No?
They should still be available.
Okay, fine. So you want us to adjourn?
It is actually not a want, my lord.
Of course, it's a want. You're constrained. And you want us to adjourn because you can't participate in the proceedings without first having viewed the video. That's what I thought you said.
It's a request that has been made before the court.
Okay, let's adjourn until tomorrow. So what are you going to do when you adjourn here?
We'll immediately get on the phone, my lord, and make the arrangements and try to get this here tomorrow.
Yeah, choose number 2 is raising his hand, my lord. Manje,
Yeah, approach.
Yeah.
ummeli uthe uzwa ingathi kuzoba likhulu ukuthi abuze imibuzo leya video ingakadlali futhi ijaji libele lifunda izinto ezenzakelele nge-27 zika-October ku-2020 ezabhalwa enkantolo ukuthi lezo zinto ijaji bekade izifunda manje ithi into emangazayo ukuthi la ummangalelo wesibini athi akasafuni umjiyapho loya manje akabhalanga yingani leyo nto engabhalwanga kodwa zonke izinto zibhaliwe hlangana nokuthi kubhalwe nokuthi nina naningafuni ukungena ebhokisini kodwa le eyokuthi umjiyapho akasafuna kungani ingabhalwanga manje ke ingathi manje kusakhulunywa ukuthi icala liyahlehliswa lihlekiselwa kusasa manje ithi njengoba bokade khuluma sazi ukuthi uya ikhona into afuna ukuyisho bese inkantolo iyasichazisela ukuthi senzeni.
And then all counsels, including Mr. Baloyi himself also, all counsels, this court orders that you must prepare heads of argument regarding the fact whether a video televised process in this court is evidence in terms of our law. Okay? All of you, tomorrow you must come with a head of argument.
My Lord, accused number 2 is requested to remain just for 10 minutes. He wants to consult with us.
No problem.
Yes.
We are adjourned until tomorrow. Okay. Thanks. Tomorrow then at 10 o'clock.